generally doesn't end up in prison. He was right about that part. It is understandable that Nick's family did not expect to be murdered by him. Nobody could have predicted Nick would transform into a family annihilator, even though he was a bully. Most bullies don't end up killing their entire family. I guess the lesson learned in this case is really about how it is unwise to give teenagers access to firearms. The murder weapon was owned by John Browning and was left out where anyone could access it. If Nick was denied access to that gun, he may have been determined to find another method to carry out the murders, but there was no sense in making it easy for him. On the Pen Pal website, Nick also implied that he was looking forward to the future, saying, quote, "I'm enrolled in college classes. I want to be ready for whatever life has in store for me, inside or out," unquote. Once again, we see that Nick believes he can avoid the consequences of his behavior. In his mind, when he walks out of prison someday, he will be handed an office job and live the American dream, as if no one is going to be worried that he murdered his parents and his brothers as they slept, and then played video games and visited a shopping mall a few hours later. Taking classes doesn't make Nick less dangerous. It just makes him a dangerous person with college credits. Those are my thoughts on the case of Nick Browning. Thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you soon. Hello, this is Dr. Grande. Today I will analyze the case of Caitlin Tracy and Adam Beckerink. First, I'll look at the background of this case, move to the timeline of the alleged crime, then offer my analysis. Caitlin Walsh Tracy was born on May 29, 1988, and was raised in New Buffalo, Michigan. This small lakeside town is in southwest Michigan, just north of the border with Indiana. After graduating from high school, Caitlin went to college and earned a bachelor's degree in business. She moved 75 miles west to Chicago, Illinois, and worked for a business consulting firm. Caitlin married a man named Barrett, but they divorced. Allegedly, the divorce was caused by Caitlin's infidelity. After this, Caitlin became romantically involved with a man named Adam Beckerink. He was born in October 1978 in Jamestown, New York, so he was about 10 years older than Caitlin. Adam earned a bachelor's degree in history and political science in 2001 and a law degree in 2004. He worked for various law firms in New York, Washington, D.C., and eventually in Chicago, Illinois. Adam lived in Unit 2403 of a high-rise condominium building at 1201 Prairie Street. He purchased this 3-bedroom, 1,700-square-foot unit for about $1 million in May 2022. Just like Caitlin, Adam had been married and divorced. Caitlin and Adam married, but their relationship was tumultuous. They frequently argued, partied, and consumed excessive quantities of alcohol. Caitlin lived in Adam's condominium with him. However, it appears as though she also maintained a residence in New Buffalo, Michigan. In July 2023, when Caitlin was at that residence, she claimed that Adam threw a pickle jar at her head, striking her. Later, he allegedly poured vodka on her body. Despite a perplexing and painful pickle projectile pummeling, the problematic pair persisted in their peculiar partnership. In August 2023, Caitlin walked into a police station in Chicago and made a report about Adam. She claimed that he strangled her until she passed out, slammed her head against a table, slapped her, punched her, put her in a headlock, and dragged her away from a door. In September 2023, guests at a hotel in Chicago heard screams and called the police. Officers found Caitlin and Adam in a hotel room. Caitlin accused Adam of dragging her by the hair. In October 2023, Caitlin filed for a protective order against Adam, claiming that he contacted her about 20 times a day and called her derogatory names like liar, cheater, a blank, and a piece of blank. The blanks rhyme with bore and bit. On January 13, 2024, in New Buffalo, Michigan, Caitlin contacted the police and accused Adam of taking some of her belongings, pushing her and kicking her. When the police found Adam's Range Rover in the garage, Caitlin lied and said that the vehicle belonged to her ex-husband. Just after midnight, now on January 14, Caitlin contacted the police again and asked them to to remove Adam from her home. Officers realized that Adam was intoxicated, so they drove him to a local supermarket and dropped him off. There, Adam showed them a text message from Caitlin that read, "Are you coming to bed?" It appeared as though Caitlin was having mixed feelings about Adam. On August 19, 2024, the police responded to a domestic violence report at Caitlin's home in Michigan. Adam was arrested and charged with domestic violence, interfering with electronic communications, resisting, and obstruction. Despite all these problems related to alleged domestic violence, Caitlin and Adam continued to maintain their romantic relationship. By October 2024, they were both living in Adam's condominium in Chicago. Now moving to the timeline of the alleged crime. On Friday, October 25, 2024, at 3:30 p.m., 36-year-old Caitlin Tracy called the doorman of Adam's condominium building and asked him to carry up groceries that had been delivered. At 11:30 p.m., two residents on the 11th floor heard an unusually loud noise from the east stairwell. On Saturday, October 26, at 4:30 p.m., Adam Beckerrink told a condominium employee that Caitlin had gone missing. At 8:23 p.m., Adam reported Caitlin missing to the police. Officers showed up to interview him at 12:45 a.m., now on Sunday, October 27, 2024. Adam was intoxicated. His speech was described as rambling and incoherent. He made a few different claims about when he last saw Caitlin, including that he had not seen her for a month. Later that same day, Sunday, a severed foot was found on a lower level of the east stairwell in Adam's condominium building. At the base of that same stairwell, Caitlin's body was found. The police believe that she had traveled over the railing on the 24th floor. Her cause of death was obvious, but her manner of death was undetermined. The police did not know if she fell by accident, jumped over the railing on purpose, or was thrown over the railing by an evil perpetrator. If this was murder, Adam was the obvious suspect. The police interviewed him, but he was released without charges as the investigation continued. On March 7, 2025, Adam was arrested on a fugitive warrant from Michigan, unrelated to Caitlin's death. In October of that year, he pleaded no contest to domestic violence charges stemming from incidents in January and August 2024. His sentence was 93 days in jail. During this same month, October 2025, Adam Beckerrink was charged in Illinois with first-degree murder in his wife's October 2024 death. After what the police called a lengthy and complex investigation, they came to believe that Adam had thrown Caitlin over the railing of the stairwell. On January 12, 2026, Adam was extradited to Illinois after serving his jail sentence in Michigan. At the time I'm making this video, he is making his way through the criminal justice system. Now moving to my analysis. Adam Beckerrink maintains his innocence, and he has a few supporters. His attorney argued there was no evidence that Adam murdered Caitlin and said, "We look forward to winning this case at trial." The state of Illinois, of course, disagrees. They argue that the pattern of domestic violence leading up to Caitlin's death points to Adam as her killer. This brings me to the question, is Adam Beckerrink guilty of murder? Let's take a look at the evidence both for and against the idea he is guilty, starting with the inculpatory factors. The marriage between Adam and Caitlin was characterized by domestic violence. Caitlin allegedly told a victim advocate that she was going to leave Adam and said he threatened to throw her off stairs. Late on Friday, October 25, or early on Saturday, October 26, 2020, 2024, Caitlin Tracy disappeared under mysterious circumstances. Later, her body was found at the bottom of a stairwell in Adam's condominium building. One of the stories that Adam supplied to the police was that he had not seen his wife for a month, yet he and his wife were captured on video surveillance on Thursday, October 24. The police examined both Adam's cell phone and Caitlin's cell phone and found recent messages between them had been deleted. Perhaps Adam deleted these messages to hide evidence that he and Caitlin were arguing. Adam was scheduled to go on trial for domestic violence one day after his wife's body was found. Caitlin was the alleged victim, which makes her death incredibly convenient for Adam. Investigators claim that Adam's DNA was recovered from the hallway side of the stairwell door handle on the 24th floor of his building. Now moving to the exculpatory factors. There is no video of Adam throwing Caitlin over the 24th floor stairwell railing. There are no witnesses. His DNA being found on the door handle for the stairwell can be explained by him living on the same floor of that building. Even if Adam was in the stairwell when his wife traveled over the railing, it doesn't prove that he caused her death. She could have fallen by accident or by her own volition. When Caitlin died, Adam was still recovering from knee surgery and was using crutches to walk. Adam did provide conflicting stories to the police, but he was intoxicated during that interview. One story was that Caitlin said that she was going for a run and left the condominium. Adam supplied the same story to a friend of his. At the time of Caitlin's death, she had several substances in her system, including Vicodin, cocaine, alcohol, tramadol, and Cialis. That last drug is for men with erectile dysfunction. However, sometimes it is used by women off-label to increase sex drive. Caitlin was described as paranoid and anxious. She thought her phone had been hacked. Occasionally, she would abruptly leave Adam's condominium and sleep in her vehicle in the parking garage. When considering all the evidence in this case, do I believe that Adam Beckerink is guilty of murder? In my opinion, I believe that he is guilty in reality, but I am not convinced beyond a reasonable doubt. It is certainly plausible that Caitlin made the journey over the railing for a non-homicidal reason, or that someone other than Adam was responsible. What do I think happened in this case? This is just a theory, in my opinion. Adam and Caitlin found themselves in a difficult situation as far as their substance use. They both regularly consumed excessive quantities of substances, and they had enough money to fund their reckless lifestyle. When Adam consumed alcohol, he became belligerent, combative, and out of control. For example, Adam was hysterical during one of his arrests and fought with the police. One time when he was at an urgent care for drug testing, Adam allegedly defecated on a bathroom floor and himself without permission. I find it curious that the police used the words without permission. Is permission ever granted for making a deposit on a floor? Caitlin knew that Adam was dangerous. She even accused him of physically harming her. Even so, she was trapped in addiction and kept returning to Adam. They enjoyed using substances together. Essentially, their lives had descended into a stupor of frequent intoxication. The consequences of their shared addiction were growing increasingly harsh, but they did not care. Late on Friday, October 25, 2024, Adam threw Caitlin over the stairwell railing of the 24th floor. He may have done this because she was leaving him due to the upcoming court date. They may have been arguing. There's no way to know his exact motive. Even with his knee injury and being impaired by substances, Adam was able to do this without a problem because Caitlin only weighed 102 pounds. Due to the presence of several substances in Caitlin's system at the time of her death and the lack of concrete evidence against Adam, it appears as though Adam has a chance of beating the murder charge. There are a few unanswered questions in this case, which may determine the outcome of the trial. For example, did Adam regularly touch the stairwell door handle? Did he usually take the stairs down from the 24th floor, or did he take an elevator? Did Caitlin usually use the stairs? Could that explain why she was in the stairwell? And did Adam have possession of Caitlin's phone? Is that how he deleted her recent messages? There's a sense that the state needs just one more piece of inculpatory evidence to remove reasonable doubt. This case is on a razor's edge between guilt and innocence. If they don't get this evidence, the trial is going to largely center on the destructive behavior of both Adam and Caitlin, whose behavior had a better chance of contributing to Caitlin's death. Having a trial reduced to this narrative is a sad testament to the poor choices these individuals consistently made throughout their lives. Now moving to my final thoughts. The stairwell death in this case can be thought of as a stark metaphor for the self-inflicted dangers of addiction. Each time a person decides to use substances can be thought of as taking one step up a towering staircase. At first, the ascent seems trivial and insignificant. What harm can really be done by taking just one more step? It may even seem as though the person is getting closer to some lofty goal. They are having fun, or at least masking pain. The individual does not realize that they are accumulating potential energy that will someday be used against them in a dramatic fashion. One step may not hurt them, but the sum of the steps becomes their undoing. One lapse in judgment, one moment of imbalance, one brazen act of impulsivity can convert the energy into a catastrophic fall, while simultaneously obscuring responsibility for the resulting death. Those are my thoughts on the case of Caitlin Tracy and Adam Beckerink. Thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you soon. This case uniquely touches on an idea that we sometimes see in the world of counseling, especially when working with people who have substance use problems. There is a debate about the effects of having a lot of money when trying to beat an addiction. Some people look at wealth as something that makes it more possible to recover. Like people who are wealthy have access to better counselors and other resources that can help them stop using substances. They have all these advantages that they can use in their battle. Others argue that the wealth can be turned against a person because it allows them to obtain a lot of different substances as much as they want and can help them cover up or escape the consequences of the use as they continue to use over time. For example, it can help them dodge legal consequences, and it may give them options as far as dealing with employment. Like if they lose a job, it's not a big deal because they have the money to keep living and to keep using substances. I think this really touches on the idea of this metaphor that we see in this case. There is this accumulation of potential energy when somebody uses substances. They're climbing up this large staircase. If somebody is not wealthy, they get knocked down those steps at a lower level, right? They have these consequences they can't escape, and they get pushed right back down to the beginning. If somebody's wealthy, they can continue climbing uninterrupted for a long time. And there's a lot of potential energy by the time they do have to face the consequences. So now they have a long fall instead of a short fall. I guess one could make arguments in both directions as far as wealth and how it relates to substances. Clearly, there are advantages to being wealthy, and clearly there are some disadvantages. I think it's really a matter of looking at each individual case to see if the wealth had a positive or negative impact. In the case of Caitlin and Adam, it seems as though any wealth that was accumulated really worked against them. In their particular case, it didn't really pay off. It actually made the situation worse because they were able to stay in this really destructive dynamic for a long time. And when things went bad, they went bad in a massive way, in a way that resulted in a fatality.
The game has already started. We're playing TR49. It's the new Inkle game. Inkle also made 80 Days. Many people are calling it the greatest iPad game ever made. What is this about? I have no idea, but here. Just relax, buddy. I'm trying to intro your game. It's it's made by Inkle, so it's going to be a story-driven game, but also, at the same time, I know it's about an old computer, and we have to figure out how the old computer works, and I love that stuff.
I can hear you.
Oh, excellent. It works. My name's Liam.
My name is Jeff.
Can you tell me where you are?
Have you noticed 2026 is having a big My Name is Jeff resurgence?
This is,
I already like it when I press the spacebar. It makes an awesome, like, microphone pickup activating sound. It feels tactile.
I'll put through some more power.
Yes, 21 Jump Street. I love it.
There, there's that.
Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me again.
better.
That's 22 Jump Street.
Tell me what you can see.
I can't go through this again. Tell me what you see. I see, okay. Dude, it's keep talking and nobody explodes. I see,
Sorry, yeah.
I see a circular monitor with an up and down arrow and an orange light on the top. I see a
Formaldehyde.
character password
I don't know. How would I tell?
implement with an orange lever next to it.
There should be some switches, some kind of input system.
Daniel, thank you for the raid. Thank you. We're solving puzzles out here.
Like what?
What do you think, like the AAOO?
I'm up here, so you're gonna have to figure that out.
Oh. Okay, okay. Let's make it my dang controller vibrate too. I guess I could do this on controller. Just get a little casual with it, but then the tooltips don't make sense. Okay, I gotta talk to you.
There's a dial, and it makes the code on the front change.
That's
Code, first code I want to try.
everything. That's how it works. Power spiking up here. Something happened.
What have I? I just keep pressing tab.
I'm all right. The screen lit up, but it's not good. I can't read it. It's gibberish.
Oh, that's bad. That's really bad.
I think the code I would be looking for, if I were me, would be TR49. They want me to put in TR49. Sorry, I keep using D to make it. Right, I should just use my keyboard. TR49.
Talk to me.
Mogged. Holy cow, it's so loud. I'm sorry. See, I was using A and D to try to rotate the thing around the screen, but we should just be typing on our keyboard. All right. I'm here to get this machine working. How about tab LA57? Yep. Break code. Flea market. Montgomery. I see break code 49. I see ES92. See 55 Tau.
Sure, you're keeping track of what you find. You could get lost.
No dependent 1999 user Alice. Okay, how about this? I'm not able to type in Alice. That makes sense. Okay. And then go backwards with press tab to get out of this. And then use your mouse to scroll. I see. Enter code to expand. Holy cow, load previous PR37.
Got my notebook ready?
I need to discover what this machine is. Boot index TR49, load previous PR37. You put PR37 in this beast, takes you back one. Okay. Tribe and vetted N50. I also see we got XO05. What happens if we put in XO05? I don't want to go to XR49, bro. I'm not ready to go to XR49 yet. I need a PR37 on this, please.
Okay, that did something.
Okay.
And now if you'll excuse me. XXOO, so this is like letters and then numbers. I get it. Okay, take me to ED17, please. Source control, exercise caution. Reintegration is power intensive. and can reduce network capacity. What? Oh, okay. I thought maybe we had something there. My bad, y'all. Take me back to PR37. Okay. In her web, she still delights to weave the magic mirror's sights. We got a link to ED17. You think orange means I missed something there? It would be nice to have the face cam in the upper corner. All right. Well, at least people are talking, even if it is complaining. Put you up there. Now you can see these arrows that I use to scroll up and down, which may give you a little bit of extra context of what's going on here. But can I say, by the way, I had my camera there the whole time. It was covering Dan's health bar, and Lord, not a single person said we can't see Dan's health bar. Not a single no one gave a fuck, to be honest with you. No one gave a fuck at all. We didn't need to know it because we knew he was gonna die. He's literally in chat. Not a single person cared. Okay, take me to LA 57. Note appended 1999 by Elise. There's even a facsimile of... Whoa, whoa, whoa! I'm sorry, Father, I left. 14 long years ago passed. Then I picked up this book, Break Code, at a local flea market, and you were inside. There's even a facsimile of one of... This is like a Reddit post that's like, you won't believe it, but you can actually read this. The human brain does all of the work for you in correcting the letters. There's even a facsimile of one of your log entries dated 49. I don't know how they got their hands on it. So I came back to feed it into the machine, and this time I found the message you left for me straight away. I got married, Father, and you weren't there to give me away. You reading it is doing all the work? Oh, now it's work, huh? Enter code to expand. Note appended 1999 softbound book 69 pp with 50 tau associated with it.
All right then.
Somehow, I also have access to ES92 is where I already am, bro. A video game based on Was the Grink there. Edit sources. Return to the previous screen. Talk to me. Oh, my radio's...
This is a book. I mean, the screen is showing me like a log entry about a book. Why is it doing that?
This machine was built to understand things that no one else can understand. To find meaning where meaning is obscure. In German war codes, originally. Then other things.
That's Clive Owen, bro.
It's by eating books.
This machine is an index of books?
I mean, it eats them, chews them up, swallows them whole.
Over and out. It's Grok. It is, dude. This might be what Grok is in the Twitter HQ building in San Francisco.
Corrupted. It looks deliberate. Like it's been hidden.
I think the machine's trying to protect itself against strangers. We need to try to understand what's here. It's the sources that matter. If we can make sense of the sources inside the machine, then we can get it working. Get control of it. So record any titles you find.
I'm recording the titles of the
Okay,
sources.
let's
Okay.
see.
Forget machine codes, bro. Take the status. I'm recording the titles of the sources. Okay. Title. Let me get the title of ES92. Let me get the title of... Oh, this is the last entry created. Okay. LA 57.
So, what do you need me to do?
If you can identify which codes relate to which titles, then we can start to build up a picture of what's here.
Assigning titles to codes will map out the archive. The damn computer's talking to me now.
This is the title that goes with this code. Break code.
It's that simple.
I got one.
Holy!
Great.
And okay. Okay, this is weird, but the text, it's clearing up.
You would believe that the machine could benefit,
Oh shit.
but the longer it ran, the clearer it became that humankind stood forever in a line.
It's kind of sick to have a speaker that lights up like it's gonna have silhouettes in a window frame. CC, I
Right.
believe.
What's next?
I was just gonna ask you that. CC had believed that the machine could benefit humankind, but the longer it ran, the clearer it became that humankind stood forever in a line with those at the front taking the largest share. So to put all the value in a single place was to starve those who could never reach the front. I'm telling you, one Kindle, shove it in the maw, we could rule this world. A single Kindle, probably not mine because it's got Tau Zero on it. I don't want the computer to become a men's rights activist. We click on CC. Where are we going? CC 92? CC 79 pages, title break code. Then I picked up this book, Break Code, and you were inside. CC. I'm matching the codes to their titles. I'm matching the codes to their titles, bro. Let's go back to TR49. Let's see what you got in there. The title of this one is... User Cecil. Guy's name is Cecil. Write that down. Take me back to the archive. All right, they're giving me the static because they're like, you need to talk to the guy.
Is that it?
Making sense of it, one title at a time.
I need to speak to you again.
And what are we after, in the end?
A way to get what's inside this thing out. We're here to get a book.
He's hitting me with a would you kindly.
Okay, let's see.
I'm here to find a book. I feel like I'm in source code. I woke up inside of a weird machine. There's no shot that I am a real human being that has been placed here. They're just relying on our implicit assumption of that. We are actually like almost dead and we're on life support, or we are some kind of robot that has been unleashed for this purpose.
I can read it now.
Or both. It could be both. Reintegration is power into...
So-
Talk to me.
This thing is a code-breaking machine.
It was built to break German war codes in 1943. It's much more than that now.
Yeah, it's a Kindle. It's a Kindle that kind of doesn't really work anymore. In her web, she still delights to weave the magic mirror's sights. Take me back to break code, man.
You would believe that the machine could benefit humankind, but the longer it ran, the clearer it became that humankind...
It's an audiobook. She's reading this story.
...with those at the front taking the largest share. So to put all the value in a single
Dated
place...
for... You know what I'm going to do? I know... there's a facsimile of one of your log entries dated 49. Tab me, CC 49. Hey! Multiple new notebook pages added, because we know her dad is CC and the date was 49.
All right then.
All right, then.
There's a face in the glass.
Just another kind of recording. Don't
Bro,
get
you look like
distracted.
G-Man. Is this B? B advises. Caution, the scientific approach. I disagree. Pemberton bids us to understand the universe as the surface of a pool. We must stand on the shoulders of giants if we are to see above the surface. The first rung, the first brick, the cornerstone, QL, published in 1918 just after the war ended, still unresolved. Mine may be the only copy left. No matter. I will tear it apart page by page and feed it
Do you
in.
know where you are?
Yes, I know where I am. I'm on QL 18. I'm blowing this whole thing wide open.
Hey everyone, you've got Arleos here, and today we are looking at the Winterpelt Conversationalist achievement for the World Awoken. So if you haven't done anything with the Winterpelt Firbolg yet, you do need to head to Theron's Watch in the Azure Span. I've got the coordinates up on the map here, and find Sonova Snowden, a little dwarf. He's going to give you a series of quests which you need to complete before you can start gaining the language levels. So go ahead and finish his quest. It should take you 20 to 30 minutes to complete the quest chain. It's going to end with one called Liberated Firbolg Artifacts, and it's a repeatable quest. It's called Academic Acquisitions. Once you are on this part of the quest, the NPC will have moved north a little bit to a little Firbolg camp up here. There are these coordinates up on the screen now. So it is repeatable. It's a little bit tedious turning these things in over and over again. But hey, once you're there, once you have that quest, you're going to head down to Inbu. I've got the coordinates up here as well. The little invasion camp down south, and just start killing. So there are two things we're collecting. The intact scribe stick. You get one language level for each of these turned in, and the liberated Firbolg artifacts, which you get one language for every 5 of these turned in. So you need 100 levels. So you do need to farm up a lot of them, either 500 of one or a little mix of them. So head down there and start farming them up, and this is how we're going to get to our 100 levels. So I'm going to take a quick little flight down here and just do some killing. So the drop rate is quite generous. As you can see, we can kill some groups, and we're dropping like 5, 6, 7. If you want to do it in a group, get a friend to do them with you. You can do it in raid, but I would recommend not doing it in a large group, just because you do end up losing out on some great items if you get too many people. So keep your group small. Go ahead and farm that up for as long or as little as you like until you get tired. Turning it in does take a little bit. You do have to do one at a time for the turn, so it does get a little bit tedious. But this is how you're going to go ahead and get your 100 language levels with the Winterpelt Firbolg. So I hope you guys found this super helpful. If you did, please hit that subscribe button. It helps me out a lot, and we will see you guys with the next achievement. Alrighty, take care for now. Recommend not doing it in a large group, just because you do end up losing out on some
You can't hide from the blood, man. Your blood for the hoon.